This is Diane Webb with Yesterday's News, and I'm sitting here with John 5. We're in Everett, Washington at Tony V's Garage. Tonight they're going to do an awesome show. It's a second show back-to-back from a show last night in Tacoma. How are you doing today, John?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing great.
Good.
So I caught your tour out here in March when you first released Season of the Witch. Killer show. Are fans going to be able to expect the same kind of show tonight, or is it a little bit different?
It's always a different show. We try to mix it up as much as possible. So, yeah, there's some new things going on, and but you know, I love Halloween so much. I just wanted to do like Halloween shows, and you know, last time we played here, it was so much fun. And I'm not just saying that; people have been great, and we just really have a great time playing up here.
Yeah, the fans last time had a really great time, and the response this time is really over the top. People are really excited. People that missed the show last year or earlier this year are really excited to have another chance to catch that. After Season of the Witch came out, and you toured for quite a bit on that, what was the response for your solo album?
Well, I mean, it's very positive, which makes me, you know, inspired to make other records and do tours. Because I am doing this for the love of the guitar and all that stuff. You know, I just love to go out and play. And you know, I love to, this is a strange thing, but I love to be like this far away from the fans. Like as far, you know, that's how it is. And I don't know, it's something about that really is exciting. And there's a lot of energy out there in the crowd.
So you feed off the crowd when you're playing shows then?
Yeah, and it's not like they have to be jumping around or anything, but it's just, you know, because the music's so technical and stuff, you know, people are just watching and stuff, but there is a really great energy out there, so I really do, I love performing, and then after this, in like a week, I'm going to be doing Knot Fest with like, you know, 25,000 people, so it's really fun. It's I couldn't be in a better position, and you know, Zombie's so cool to say, hey, yeah, go play some shows, you know, because it's just guitar, you know, and people are like, hey, why don't you get a singer up there and stuff, and I'm like, well, I have a singer, it's Rob Zombie, you know, my favorite singer ever, so yeah, it really works out well.
And that's funny because you're talking about the not having the singer, and I love to catch it because I love to catch a show that's got all the guitars, and you can really just dig into just the music. Sometimes it doesn't always need the vocals. And on that same note, I watched an interview with you not too long ago that you were talking about how you got into music and you were inspired by all things hee-haw and a banjo.
Yeah.
How did you get from hee-haw and a banjo to the style of music that you do?
Well, with this show, I do some music that would be on the hee-haw show, but I also really enjoy rock, hard rock, metal, and it's just a great amalgamation for everything that goes on up here, because you know, you'll get pummeled with just like the same kind of thing, but then we'll go to, you know, Western swing or something strange like that, and the crowd, it's like so different, but they like it, you know, it's a breath of fresh air up there.
Yeah, I know when I caught your show earlier this year, and you had variable guitars, you had the banjo, you had a mandolin, and it's amazing to see that different style of music and how you incorporate that into your shows. It's just so cool. And I've tried to play guitar, and I failed miserably. And I know a lot of people out there say the same thing, you know, God, John 5 is fantastic. How do I go from where I am to, you know, even being halfway as good as John 5? I mean, what would you tell your fans that are looking at learning?
You know what I would say? I would say play what you love, because I had a very smart guitar teacher that said, what do you want to learn? And I really liked Kiss, or I liked, you know, Black Sabbath or something. And he would teach me a little bit of like maybe, who knows, Paranoid or something like that. And I would be so inspired and so happy that I could do a little bit of it that I would never put the guitar down. So if you learn something, if you were like, oh, I really like, you know, Led Zeppelin, and I would teach you a little Led Zeppelin song, and that would trigger something in your brain to go, oh, I'm doing this, and I know this song I'm doing, instead of me teaching you Mary Had a Little Lamb, that's not very inspiring for you.
Absolutely. That's great advice.
Or maybe if I taught you Mary Had a Little Lamb of God. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much. Thank you.
Now, if I would have had that in school, that's what I would have loved to learn.
That's right.
Absolutely. So you're doing this shows now, and then I heard you guys are making a new album for Zombie. Is that wrapped up already, or are you still in the process?
We are still in the process, and it's going really well. I'm so excited, because I'm a Zombie fan. You know, if I wasn't in the band, I'm a Zombie fan. I'm a White Zombie fan, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
That's cool.
I mean, it's puts a smile on my face. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to be done and for us to start playing it live.
Yeah, and so you've been doing this a long time, and you've worked with a lot of really great artists. And do you still get starstruck? Are there people that you get around and you're just kind of...
Well, I get starstruck, you know, I don't know, because a lot of my heroes are my really good friends. Like,
it's kind of surreal.
really good friends, close friends where I can say, hey, dude, you know, I got a flat tire. Can you come pick me up? You know, and my buddies will, but my buddies are, you know, like Ace Frehley and Peter Criss and Gene Simmons and Nikki Sixx and Rob Zombie and all these people. So it's really, you know, it's really surreal. And it's great. I would have never have thought or never would have guessed this.
And it's funny because I think a lot of people out there, when you talk starstruck or fame, and it's you guys are musicians. It's your job, it's your career, it's what you do, and you just excel at something fantastic. But when it comes down to it, you guys are just normal people.
Yeah,
and,
but except for when I saw Paul McCartney, we were at Mr. Chow in Beverly Hills, and I saw at a table it was Paul McCartney, let's see, Joe Walsh, who else was there? Bette Midler, and everybody was at a table, and Jeff Lynne. And I was like freaked out. I was like, oh my God. So that I had to go up to Paul and say, Paul, what it ain't? How are you? You know, and it was really cool.
That's cool. And now you've got teenagers, right?
Yeah.
And because I see every once in a while on your socials, you post a photo here and there. Do they get that you're John 5, this magnificent guitar player? Is it just like, Dad, oh, you're embarrassing me?
I don't know. They just... Ever since they were infants, I would sit on the couch and play guitar constantly, which I still do today. I play guitar so much, maybe more now. And I don't know. But my son is coming to Knotfest, and it's really neat to have my kids there. Because they didn't go to a lot of shows because they weren't really, you know, into it. But... you know, they grew up, they were like, when we were recording Hollywood, they were right there in the studio with Manson walking around in his underwear and stuff like that. So, you know, they've seen it all.
Just kind of like the pseudo-uncle, like, oh, please don't embarrass us.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So what's the rest of the year look like for you?
I am going to be going to Japan. No, I'm going to China in November. And then first time to China, and then recording more zombie records, doing the tour coming up, my own stuff, but I'll release that. But I am doing a live record that I haven't told anybody that's going to be coming out next year. So it's all done, and we're going to release it next year. And it's really cool because the live record is completely, we were in a venue, and they said, hey, do you want to record your show? And I was like, yeah. Let's record it. So we stood there. We were like looking at each other because, you know, the crowd was there. And I explained to the crowd, we're recording tonight. So we're not going to jump around. We're just kind of like just be real careful. And we recorded it and it turned out amazing.
And that's going to be something really fun to look forward to next year.
Yeah, because there was no overdubs. We couldn't do anything. So I'm really proud of it.
Killer. Well, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So one last question.
Yes.
And this is for your fans. Anything you want to say to your fans that have supported you all this time?
You know, I want to say, I love talking to the fans. I love to hear what they have to say, and I always listen. If they're like, yeah, you should do this or do that song or do that song, I always like that stuff. So I really love the fans, and I love talking to them, and I love meeting them. We do these meet and greets, and they're long. You know, they're sometimes longer than the show, because I like to talk to them, and I give them like a little concert and stuff like that. And I like to hang with them because I still am that person. And it's important. You know, it's important to have a good rapport and relationship with your fans. Because I've experienced it myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Guys, we got something to look forward to in 2018. There'll be a zombie album and this live album for John 5. Yeah. So this is really cool. Thank you so much. It was really awesome.
Nice to see you.